Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Tavikes28, and we are once again jumping in here to your Toronto Huskies franchise, and I cannot wait to get this thing underway. Last two episodes were very long, but it was the off season, so that is a little bit to be expected, to be 100% honest. However, I don't think that we will be having those long streams moving forward unless it is the off season, obviously. So let's start this thing off by explaining to those who are new, what is the Toronto Huskies franchise and what can you expect? So the Toronto Huskies franchise is not a rebuild in the sense that most people think when they think of a rebuild, because to be 100% honest, I don't think anyone really thinks of a rebuild, or when they think of rebuilds, they don't think of this type of a rebuild. We don't play the games here in this Toronto Huskies franchise. What we do instead are a team building exercise. We go in, we still watch the games, but we do not physically make an impact on the games. So what that means is it has nothing to do with how skilled we are as players of the game. It is all about team building here in the Toronto Huskies franchise. What we are trying to do is build a championship winning team that can win on their own. One of the most difficult things to do in football. Because if you think about it, how many teams every single year go out there and try and win a championship and only one team does? That means 31 other teams fail year in and year out. So 1 out of every 32 wins a championship, and we're trying to be that one year in and year out, and it's hard to do. And we're going to start by saying that the Jacksonville Jaguars owner, Shad Khan, did sell the team, sell the rights to the team. He no longer wanted to be a part of football, so he essentially blew the whole operation up. All the players were released into free agency, and we had to start from bare level nothing, practice squad players across the NFL. And then within a season, we got to sign some free agents and got to play our first year last year. We ended up going 3-13, having not the first overall pick, but actually the second overall pick. And we just completed the offseason where we signed a bunch of talent and also went ahead and drafted some big talent, hopefully. And let's take a look at what the squad looks like nowadays, because it looks a lot different than what most people will probably remember. All right, so we have 70 players on the roster, so we'll have to do some cuts. Almost, not quite, but almost 20 people have to leave our team. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we look through our roster here. And starting off, as you see, last year, I think we had maybe like 3 or 4 players in the 80s. And look at this huge upgrade in that department. We have a ton of players in the 80s now. So that's amazing. All right, to start this thing off, though, we'll go position by position. We have a new starting quarterback. That's right, Ryan Fitzmagic, who is our owner and also was our starting quarterback in the first season. He retired. He wanted to focus on his ownership duties, and now we have Trevor Nickerson, the main Black Bear, as our starting quarterback. And we also drafted him in, I believe, the 5th round, if I'm not mistaken, 4th or 5th round. And Trevor Nickerson, we had an opportunity, multiple opportunities actually, to draft one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the last draft class. We decided not to. All right, we went ahead, took the later quarterback in Nickerson. All right, and focused on some other positions. And we'll get to those later. And we also signed Andy Dalton in the offseason to be a backup and to help one Trevor Nickerson learn. And then at running back, we signed Aaron Jones and Latavius Murray. We still have the trio from last season who started for us. However, these two are going to be a massive upgrade in the run department. And then at fullback, we signed Bob Tonyan. That's right. Tight end Bob Tonyan, who for some reason they put at fullback last season. So we went out and signed him because, you know what? If our quarterback is going to throw to the fullback, why not have a fullback that is going to be able to catch the football? So let's go ahead and get some Bob Tonyan out there. And if we ever needed to, we could move him to tight end as well. And then at wide receiver, we didn't do much at receiver. We have such a deep receiving core. But we did sign T. Higgins, who is just chilling out there in free agency. So we signed him to a multi-year deal. Very exciting stuff there. Obviously, we have a very deep receiving core, as you see here. And then at tight end, we did make a signing of Jonnu Smith. We thought about bringing Delaney Walker back, but we wanted to try something a little bit different. So we got Jonnu Smith. We still have Jesper Horsted, who played phenomenally well last year, and he will probably get more opportunities this season as well. And then across the offensive line, we drafted Adam Ritter. That's right, star left tackle, or hopefully will be the star left tackle for us, as he has, in my opinion, one of the strongest combines that I've ever seen from an offensive lineman. So that is Adam Ritter there, who we were probably wondering where did our left tackle from last season go? Well, we'll get to that. At left guard, we did sign Netane Muti to be our new starting left guard, and I think that it's going to help our run game out a decent amount. He's a very strong individual, so hopefully he'll be able to open up some lanes for us. And then at center, we still have Nick Harris from last season. And then we have Lorenzo Betts, the rookie from last year, now in his second season, and played quite well last season as well. And then we moved Jedrick Wills, who was our starting left tackle last year, to right tackle, and that shores up that position. Merrill Wiley played well last year given the circumstances. He wasn't supposed to start, but he did end up starting for a better portion of the season. But now Jedrick Wills is taking over that spot, and I think it's going to really shore up the tackles for us because that's something that we desperately needed. And then across the defensive line, it got a little bit of an overhaul. Ifedi Adenabo obviously is still on the squad, but as we'll see in a second here, he is not necessarily the guy that we thought he would be going in. Ryan Kerrigan, we signed him. That's right, X Factor Ryan Kerrigan. We went out and got him. Veteran player, but I think he's going to really help out our pass rush. We just need a little bit of an extra spark. We need just one more guy, essentially, to get to the quarterback. And well, we got more than one, as you will see moving forward. We also have the star of our defense, Floyd Ellis, the rookie from last year, who was phenomenal. And he is coming back healthy after getting injured at the end of last season. And then Terrell Beckwith, his counterpart, is also coming back. So defensive tackle doesn't look much different, but we did sign Logan Wilson. That's right, he was out there in free agency, and he was a middle linebacker, but I decided to move him outside to left outside linebacker, and he actually got a bump in overall. 4 overall points he jumped up by. And on top of that, I moved Zaire Franklin over to left outside linebacker. He was a right outside linebacker. I thought he played really well last year when given opportunities, so wanted to give him more opportunities. But it's going to be hard given all the other people we now have, including Demario Davis, the X Factor, at the middle linebacker spot. And to be 100% honest, I expect him to be more of a stopgap piece than anything. I wanted to get in a better middle linebacker than Josh Bynes. Josh Bynes played, while he did play well last year, he did regress again this season, down to a 71, and I just think that he's losing his step at this point. We also drafted J.J. Marable late in the draft, and he could be the starting middle linebacker of the future for us. It all depends on how he develops. He's already just about as good as Josh Bynes, so I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table. And then at right outside linebacker, we still have our first ever superstar in the Toronto Husky franchise, and that is Quincy Williams. And then Adarius Evans, we drafted him with one of our first round selections, and to be 100% honest, I am so excited to see what Adarius Evans can do. I think he is going to be a special player for our team. And yes, while he on here looks like he's behind Quincy Williams, well, as you'll see the depth chart here in a second, we've adjusted some things. And then at cornerback, we've got some big signings there as well. We needed someone to take over that number 1 corner spot after we let Logan Ryan go. And we got, that's right, Marshawn Lattimore to come in and essentially be an upgrade to Logan Ryan. And he's a very young player, very speedy as well. We needed more speed on defense. And you know what else? We found another player who may be older but still has some wheels, and that is Big Play Slay. We undershot him, pretty much lowballed him in free agency, not expecting to have him sign, and he ended up signing anyways. So now we have a 1-2 punch at corner that's pretty deadly. And then the rookie from last year, Richie Branch, who was the number 2 corner, slips down to number 3, but that actually helps us out a lot because Nick Needham struggled at that position last season as the number 3 corner, and so Richie Branch will step in and immediately be an upgrade there. And then at free safety, we still have Jalen Thompson, who we traded for midseason last year. Excited to see him continue to develop. And at strong safety, I tried to sign Keanu Neal in free agency. It did not work. He didn't want to come here to Toronto. He instead went to the Carolina Panthers. And as you see, the reason why I wanted to go out and get somebody is because Rashad Jones dropped 6 overall points. 6 in one offseason. And it was just very sad to see, and I knew I couldn't roll him out there as a starting safety again this year, despite the fact that he played absolutely, lights out last season. However, I found someone to replace him with, and that is Jaquil Easter, the safety here, the rookie safety, and I'm excited to see how he develops. He's got some speed at 92, definitely the fastest safety that we've ever had on the team. So that's exciting to see. It gives us a little more range on the back end. And then kicker and punter are still the same. Not much has changed there. And moving forward, we'll have a slew of draft picks again to work with next year, which that seems a little unrealistic. So I'm going to go ahead and trade some of these picks away, maybe package them up or something for some teams that just are lacking picks. I'm going to try and even things out so it's not a little so ridiculous. We only ended up making 8 selections though in this last draft, so that's fairly realistic actually. And it's a lot of teams. Look at the Vikings the last couple of seasons of Rick Spielman's time there. They went out and had double-digit draft picks every single season. So let's just keep that in mind. But let's go real quick, check out the depth chart before we start going through the preseason. I'm not going to be playing the preseason. But that is something that we can discuss in a second here. Trevor Nickerson obviously will be the starting quarterback. Aaron Jones and company. As you see, I'm just going to roll through here. I'm not going to explain a whole lot of this unless there's something that I've really changed. So this is a decision I had to make. I loved what Trent Sherfield and Michael Pittman did last season and the times that they got on the football field. They really separated themselves. But we signed T. Higgins, and he's automatically our 3rd best receiver in terms of overall. And I decided to let him test out that chance, essentially, as the 3rd receiver, simply because, yes, his catching may be 2 points below Sherfield and Pittman, but the fact that he's got better speed than Pittman, all right, he's got better height than Trent Sherfield, and I just like the opportunity for him to develop if we get him there. So that's kind of what I'm going with. If he isn't playing very well, we can always go ahead and move on from him at that position, and not necessarily move on, but maybe bump one of these other guys back in the lineup with Sherfield or Pittman. So that's something to look forward to. And then at tight end, obviously we know what tight end's going to be like. This is what the offensive line looks like as well. You saw a little bit of that. Nothing too shocking there. Pretty much everyone is starting where they're actually supposed to be at. And this is where it gets interesting, is the defensive side. So we have Ryan Kerrigan starting at left end, okay, despite the fact that he's a right end right now. And then we also have at right end Quincy Williams, the outside linebacker, starting over guys like Rasheem Green and Ifedi Adenabo. And that is due to the fact that I want Quincy Williams to be a pass rusher. He really excelled in that role last season as like a 3rd down pass rusher, someone to get after the quarterback on 3rd down, and he really excelled at that. So I'm going to give him more opportunities by just giving him the right end position this season. And then the defensive tackles nothing's changed there. Left outside linebacker, I wanted to do that, move Quincy Williams up there, so this way I could have Logan Wilson starting as an outside linebacker so we could get the most out of him this first season. And then I have Adarius Williams as number 2, or excuse me, Adarius Evans, and then Quincy Williams as number 3 on the list here. And then middle linebacker, Demario Davis. I'm going to give Josh Bynes initially that number 2 spot. If he ends up getting in there and struggles, I'll go ahead and put Mirable in as the number 2 spot. But I wanted to give Bynes, pretty much this last year to get on the field as much as really possibly can. And then right outside linebacker, I have Adarius Evans starting over Quincy Williams. And that's because I put Quincy Williams at the right end spot. And that's the reason why I did that. That move is because I wanted to get the most out of these linebackers. We have Adarius Evans, we have Luke Wilson, we have Zaire Franklin, Demario Davis, Quincy Williams, obviously, Josh Bynes, JJ Mirable. We have so many linebackers now that I feel like are all good young players that can get involved. So I want to get as many of them involved as possible. And then at cornerback, nothing too crazy here. Free safety, same there. And then strong safety, Jaquil Easter, the rookie, is starting. And this is also where things changed. Ashton Doolin, who was the returner last year, will continue that role. But I did give another guy an opportunity, a rookie, Eric Davis. I drafted him solely because he had speed. And I drafted him to be a return man. So I'm going to give him the number 2 kick return opportunities right here. See if he gets in and makes some plays. And then I also made him our punt return man. Last year it was CeeDee Lamb, but I don't want to risk him getting hurt this season. He didn't get hurt last year, but just on the off chance that he does get hurt on a punt return, I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to give Eric Davis an opportunity as well to give him a chance to make the team due to his punt and kick return abilities. And then also nothing here is changing really. Third down, Aaron Jones, and this gets Patrick Laird in there as the third guy. Power halfback, we're going to have John Kelly as the third guy. Slot receiver, though. I decided to go with T. Higgins over Sherfield. I almost put Keontae Bonds in there because he did play a bit in the slot last year and played well. But I decided to give T. Higgins an opportunity in the slot. Obviously, at 6'4", he should be playing outside. But I think I'm going to test something out with Higgins. And if it doesn't work, then I'll put Bonds in there and Higgins will play outside. But I just wanted to test some things out. And then Trent Sherfield's the number 2 because he played really well in that role last season. And then at the left end spot, Ryan Kerrigan is going to be there rushing the passer. That's his sole job on this team, is just to rush the passer. And then at right end, I'm going to give Adarius Evans an opportunity on third down to get after the quarterback. As you see, I have Quincy Williams as the number 2 guy at both of those spots so that he can still get on the field and rush the passer, but it's not necessarily a situation where he has to be the one to get in there on every down. Now, I thought about maybe putting Ryan Kerrigan in here as the number 2 defensive tackle and then putting Quincy Williams right there at left end, rush left end, excuse me. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and make that move right here live for you guys. That's solely because I want to get the most out of our pass rush on those key third down opportunities. So I'm going to go ahead and get Ryan Kerrigan in there as the number 2 rush DT. And then that also opens up the opportunity for Quincy Williams to rush the passer. As you see, sub linebacker, not a whole lot there. That's crazy. And same with slot corner. So that is what the depth chart is looking like. I think that we're ready to go through here. We're going to sim the preseason, see what happens, and then come week 1, we will be jumping into this game. So let's go ahead and just simulate this first week here. I don't think there's anything too crazy. One thing we should look at, though, see if there's any free agents out here that's somehow made it onto the free agent. Nothing too crazy here. Denzel Mims is out here, but I don't think there's any crazy, you know, rookies that fell through the crack in the draft or anything like that. I'm excited for this season, though. I think we could see a huge improvement to the team. I think the Toronto here is primed to fight within the division. We may not win the division by any means, but I think that we'll be able to fight in our division. Last year, there wasn't much fight in us. As we actually win our first preseason game, 31-13. Let's get some upgrades going. We haven't seen any upgrades in a while. As we see Floyd Ellis, our star defensive tackle. Look at him. He is amazing. And we're just going to continue to develop that run-stopping ability and make him just an absolute force in the middle. And he gets even stronger. He was already at 95 strength. Richie Branch here. I think what I like about Richie Branch is that he's, for the most part, once we develop that man coverage a little bit, he'll be very, I guess, even in terms of man versus zone. He's not going to be skewed one way or the other, which is something I really like about his ability. And then on top of that, he's got great speed. So T. Higgins here, we're going to make him the most physical receiver on the football field. That is our goal for T. Higgins. And Nick Nelson here with an upgrade. I've always liked Nick Nelson. I think he's a great depth guy. I try and get him as much as I possibly can in this game just because he is such great depth. All right. So now it is time to advance once again. And through 2 weeks of the preseason, your Toronto Huskies are 1-1. Not too bad there. And we're going to go ahead and just advance it one more time. And this will lead us into cut days. A lot of big decisions that we'll probably have to make here. We got a lot of guys on our roster. 17 cuts that we're going to have to make as we lose a close one to the Browns in the preseason. And this is going to be tough. Very tough. But let's start with quarterback. I think we've got too many, obviously. Someone is going to be the odd man out. And I hate to be that guy, but I think that it's going to be PJ Walker. I don't think that he's ever going to develop into anything for us. At least Easton Stick is 24 years old and could develop a little bit into a good backup. I don't think PJ Walker at this point, or Philip Walker, whatever you want to call him, is going to be that for us. So I'm going to go ahead and cut him. It's going to be the first cut of the day. So now we have 3 quarterbacks. We also have, remember, 10 practice squad spots. So we have 16 players, 10 of which can make it on the practice squad. So I think I'm going to start here with Travis Homer and put him on the practice squad. We've got plenty of running backs. And then we'll come back to running back. I expect us to have maybe 1 or 2 more guys cut down. And now we have a ton of receivers. So we're going to have to see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, those are going to be the 6 guys that we're going to be rolling with. So from Ashton Doolin down, we're going to have to figure out what we want to do with these players. So obviously Eric Davis is going to have to make this squad if he's going to be our punt return man. I think I'm going to go ahead and put Olamide Zacchaeus on the practice squad. He was there last season. I'm also going to put Michael Walker onto the practice squad. And now Ashton Doolin's supposed to be our kick return man, but I think he might hit the practice squad, to be honest. Oh, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, I got Eric Davis to be a return man. I'm going to give him an opportunity this season. Ashton Doolin, you're going to go to the practice squad. We can always bring him back up. So we just added 4 receivers to the practice squad. At tight end, I'm not going to do much there. Offensive line, I don't think we're going to have a whole lot that we can even do at that spot. Maybe cutting Will Richardson could be something, which I'm going to go ahead and do that because there's no reason for us to have 6 guards. And Will Richardson isn't really doing much for us. And then at defensive end, we don't really have anyone we can cut. Defensive tackle, we could get rid of one of these guys here, but I'm not 100% sold on that yet. I think I'm going to get rid of Josh Caraway. With as many linebackers as we have right now, he's really just never going to see the field and is wasting a roster spot for us. We have a slew of corners, so let's figure this out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are our starting 5. All right. And then we have to figure out who our 6th guy is going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and lean with Dorian Henderson, the safety turn corner from the draft, as our 6th. So that means we have to figure out what to do with these guys. And I'm going to start with Nate Brooks and put him on the practice squad. And I think that I might also put Hayes and Holman on the practice squad. Definitely Hayes. I'm thinking Holman as well. We'll come back to that, though. And I'm going to go ahead and put Andrew Wingard on the practice squad. No point in having 3 safeties. So now we're back at the beginning here. And in terms of who they recommend us, let's show you. Eric Davis, obviously. And yeah, kind of a lot of the guys that I sort of talked about. Let's hit running back again. We're going to be looking at these guys. We got 1, 2. I usually run 3, maybe 4. So someone's going to be the odd man out here. And I think that it's going to end up being Reichwell Armstead. So let's put him on the practice squad. And now we got 4 running backs. Right now we have 7 receivers. I'm going to cut one of these defensive tackles. I believe that it's going to end up being either Taylor or Holmes. And I'm going to go with Taylor just because he is already 26, so he's only going to develop for maybe a year or 2 before he starts regressing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut Julian Taylor. All right. I hate to do this because I just signed the guy, but I'm going to cut Josh Harvey Clemens. We'll take a little bit of a hit for doing that, but we got plenty of money, so I'm not worried about that. So now we have 4 players that we're going to have to make decisions about. And that is where it gets tough. Let's start at the cornerback position. Let's put Holman on the practice squad. So that leaves 3 players. Alright, I think I'm going to put Joe Giles Harris on the practice squad as well. So that fills up our practice squad. So the last 2 players we're going to have to outright cut. And believe it or not, I think one of those players is going to actually be Easton Stick. We're going to roll with 2 quarterbacks. And we can always bring someone up if we feel like it. And also, Easton Stick, I don't think is going to be the end-all, be-all for us. He's got 84 throw power. He's got a worse arm than Andy Dalton. So I think that'll just go ahead and save us a little bit of money as well. So let's go ahead and cut him. And roll with 2 QBs. We can always, if someone gets hurt, always sign someone. But we don't need 3 quarterbacks. Now, I want to actually keep all 7 receivers solely because I want Eric Davis to be the return man. And I think... let's see who they recommend. I guess we'll go ahead and cut Wes Martin. So this is going to round out our final squad as we advance to week 1. And we might have to readjust the depth chart again with some of these guys going out. All right, so this is where we need to fill in some of these returns man spots. And I don't want to put some guys that are key pieces in there because I don't want them to get injured. So, like, third guy, I'll throw in maybe Trent Sherfield. And then after that, I can just kind of throw in anybody, essentially, because they're never going to get to the fourth or fifth kick return guy, so... All right, so that should round out everything for us heading into the week 1 of the second year of your Toronto Huskies franchise. I don't know about you guys, but I am very excited to see what we can do here in the second season. Hopefully we'll be able to really surprise some people. And let's do these upgrades. We've got Adarius Evans with his first upgrade. And I'm going to focus on him being a run stopper. That is what he does best right now. And then I'll also keep him very well balanced. Nick Harris also gets an upgrade. Nice to see him continue to develop. And Tim Settle, our backup defensive tackle, is getting better. All right, a media question. Don't get these very often in here. Coming off a poor season a year ago, and now a less than impressive preseason. Where is this team headed this year? So we got 3 options here. It's always a win now mentality, and it can be dangerous. We're going to win it. We're going to win. It just might take a little more time for everything to come together. It's time to just wipe the slate clean. There's 16 games ahead of us, and I think we can get to the playoffs. Wins or losses in the past are irrelevant to me. This team, like every other one, expects to go to the Super Bowl. Now, we're not going to say that because I don't think we're going to make it to the Super Bowl unless miracles happen. And you know what? I think we can get to the playoffs. Why not? So that's what I'm going with. You never know. And looks like we are ready to play the Week 1 game against the Los Angeles Chargers. Los Angeles Rams. The LA Rams here. And they're coming to our town. Up north to Toronto to visit the Den. And I'm excited to see what our team can do. I think that this is going to be a much different squad than what we saw last season. I think, as we see, we're only 4 overall points off from the Rams, so we're definitely in, these games, hopefully in terms of talent level now. Last season, we were so far off, it wasn't even close. All right, so your Toronto Huskies will be facing off against the LA Rams in year 2. This will be exciting stuff. As you see, Aaron Donald, 99 overall, he's going to cause some problems. He'll be a real test. And Jalen Ramsey, 98 overall. We've got some pieces that will really test out some of these young guys on this team. And I'm excited to see how our offensive line holds up. I'm excited to see how some of our... essentially, Aaron Donald is going to be going up against, I believe, Adam Ritter, the rookie. So it'll be a real test. So let's start this thing off, though. You've got the Toronto Huskies hosting the Los Angeles Rams in this one. And those are not your commentators. My name is Tayvikes28, and I am your commentator for this one. And to start this thing off, you see the Toronto Huskies coming out of the tunnel. They're hyped up, they're ready to go, and they love the crowd getting into it. So let's start this thing off here the way it should be. So, in case you guys are wondering how you watch the games in this here, in Madden 20, you go to speed, you hit Super Sim, then you go to speed, you hit slow, all right, and then you go to where, or you hit jump forward, and then you go to where you want to watch until. So we're gonna watch the entire game. So we're gonna go end of game, all right, and we'll start this thing off. As the Rams are kicking off the football, your Toronto Huskies will start off with the ball, kneeling it in the end zone for a touchback. And that's right, number 12. And that is not Tom Brady, it is Trevor Nickerson coming out here, taking over for Ryan Fitzpatrick after he retired. And I'm excited to see what this rookie from Maine can do. And being the fact that he is from Maine and a Black Bear, he'll fit right in here in Toronto, going from Black Bear to Husky. It's quite a transition, and then he's going to start off the season with a great start, a first pass that goes for a first down, 14 yards, and that is Jonnu Smith, the new signing at tight end. And now Nickerson, he's getting a little flustered there, a little flustered in the pocket. He felt like the pressure was coming. And we're going to take a look at this offense. Very young offensive line. As you see here, the tackles especially are going to be key in this one. And the offensive playmakers, you got a couple of different guys this season that we didn't get to see, like Aaron Jones in the backfield. And this is going to be a fake here. Nickerson going deep downfield, and he overthrows everybody, including the defense. Which, you know what, that's something we would like to see more of, is not the overthrowing, but the deep shots from this offense. And we're going to take a look. Leonard Floyd and company on this defense, along with Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Ronald Darby is there, Xavier McKinney. They have some players. This is going to be a very tough defense to move the football on. And as you see, out of nowhere, that is Trevor Nickerson going down, getting blindsided right there on that third down after the play fake there to the running back. And it looks like, I believe that is Adam Ritter, who just got beat. He just got beat, as simple as that. That wasn't even Aaron Donald who beat him either. So now with about 10 minutes to go, it is going to be the first punt of the season, as Toronto has a booming punt. What a punt! Oh my, this is inside the 5, down to the 4. Matt Hack with one heck of a punt, as he had a really good season last year, and he's going to start this season off just as well. As you see here, coming out onto the football field, that is Cooper Kupp and his quarterback, Jared Goff. That's Todd Gurley in the backfield here. And they're going to elect to throw it here on first down. And it's going to be a completed pass down out to the 9-yard line there. Now 2nd and 5 at the 9. Under center is Jared Goff with Todd Gurley in the backfield. They're going to put a man in motion from left to right, and they're going to hand it off on the jet sweep. And this one gets corralled pretty quickly there. I believe that is Demario Davis who comes up and makes the tackle. Only about a 1-yard gain, so it's 3rd and 3 here. And it's going to be a quick pass over the middle, completed for a first down That gets out to the 21-yard line. That is Tyler Higbee with the reception. As you see there, they are just a little bit too soft defensively on a 3rd and 3. And more or less, I believe that might have been, once again, Demario Davis. He just gets a little bit too deep, worried about the deeper passes, and allows Higbee to get underneath. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. This is going to be Todd Gurley getting about 3 yards. Or no, that is Leonard Fournette. My bad. Leonard Fournette, not Todd Gurley. This is so odd to see. I forgot he changed teams. So now it's going to be a pitch outside to Leonard Fournette, and he breaks a tackle, and I don't know what that move was. I don't know if he didn't realize where it was at, but he just juked out of bounds. So that actually loses 3 yards, making it 3rd and 10. As you see here, Leonard Fournette, he actually breaks that tackle. I believe that might have been Richie Branch trying to tackle him there. Gets up there, hits him in the backfield, but he just rolls right through that and keeps moving. But now it's 3rd and 10 at the 21-yard line. In the gun is Jared Goff. He's going to drop back to pass, going deep over the middle and completing it. That is going to be, I believe... Yes, that is Robert Woods. I thought for a second there it was Cooper Kupp. I saw the 1 and I thought it was 18, but that ended up being 17. His teammate Robert Woods over the middle for a 1st down. That is Jalen Thompson with the tackle. It's now going a little bit heavy on the O-line here, and it's going to be a quick pass outside though, and unfortunately losing his footing a little bit there. That looks like it is Cooper Kupp actually going backwards 3 yards with Big Play Slay. Number 40 for us, Big Play Slay, making the tackle for a loss. I'm excited to see what Big Play Slay can do, and hopefully he'll bring some big plays to this defense. And here on 2nd and 13, under center is Jared Goff as he drops back, throwing it again, this time back to the running back, and gets tackled pretty quickly. Leonard Fournette goes down. I believe that is Demario Davis once again making the tackle. Only a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 11 here, and it's going to be a pass as expected, and some pressure on Jared Goff, and he goes down. That is Floyd Ellis, the 2nd-year player now, rookie from last year, and the star of our defense, Floyd Ellis, getting in there and making a play. And he is our own version of Aaron Donald. Nice to see him back, and a good welcome back to Toronto, Floyd Ellis. As last time we saw him, he was injured, and we didn't get to see him to finish out the regular season. So it's nice to have him back and healthy once again. And now it's going to be a 4th and 17 punt this time, and this is going to be a booming punt. And it's actually going to go through the end zone. Wow, what a punt there. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and Trevor Nickerson is going to lead his squad back out there, hoping to get a little bit more going than the last time. They did get a 1st down, which is good to see. But let's see if they can get some more, as they're spreading it out wide, 5 wide in fact. And Nickerson with immediate pressure, and he is down. That is Leonard Floyd untouched. 2nd sack for this defense. It's 2nd and 17 now. As you see, he just comes untouched. They're so focused on Aaron Donald in the middle of that offensive line that they don't even look at Leonard Floyd, and he just comes in and immediately gets to Trevor Nickerson. And Nickerson is going to be, I'm hoping he doesn't get too flustered here. It's 2nd and 17. 3 receivers to the left. They're just going to fake the quick throw, going deep, and that is going to be batted down, almost intercepted. So now it's 3rd and 17. They got 3 receivers here, and a little bit of movement in the pocket. Trevor Nickerson just dumps it off wisely underneath, getting some yardage, getting out to the 18-yard line, and 4th and 12. Aaron Jones with the reception gets about 5 yards, making it 4th and 12. But I don't hate that. As you see, it looks like Trevor Nickerson was... He's feeling a little jittery. I mean, he's gotten sacked twice. He's gotten a lot of pressure so far from this defense. So I can understand why Nickerson is feeling that way. But he can't let himself get happy feet. As we see another big punt here from Matt Hack. But this one's going to get returned out past the 40 to about the 41-yard line. And all of a sudden, the Rams are set up with pretty good field position thanks to their defense. And a nice 3-and-out that they force on Toronto. As you see, Cooper Kupp and company come back out onto the football field. And we haven't seen Cooper Kupp get a reception so far. Maybe this happens here on 1st and 10. As it's going to be another pass, and it is going to be over to the right-hand side. That is, I believe, Robert Woods with his 2nd reception on the day. And Jared Goff is 5 for 5 to start. Now it's 2nd and 6 with a bunch set to the left-hand side. And Jared Goff drops back. He looks over the middle, and that is intercepted. And what a play. What a play by the second-year player, Richie Branch. He comes in there, intercepts Jared Goff. As we just... I promise I did not jinx it. All right, Jared Goff, I literally just said, oh, look, he's 5 for 5 as he throws an interception. All right, I did not expect him to do that there, to be 100% honest. I thought for sure that he was going to roll down the football field and end up scoring before he has an incompletion. But big play by the defense. Nickerson and company are in plus territory here to start off this drive. Great field position for Toronto. They're in I formation. Nickerson is going to hand this, or fake the handoff, and instead go deep, and has a man, and that is incomplete, unable to secure the catch. He made the throw, though, Nickerson. Very nice to see. And he's going to start off 2nd and 10 with a bunch set to the left-hand side, and they're going to go ahead and run it that way, but has nowhere to go as it goes backwards. Aaron Jones right now has not had a lot of opportunities to get involved in this game so far, and it has a lot to do with this defense. As we see here to start the game, I believe Toronto has a whopping 4 yards of offense. So now it's 3rd and 12 at the 47-yard line. They're going out wide here, split wide, and as you see, Nickerson under pressure, feeling the pressure, and he goes down. Another sack. This time, it is Aaron Donald. As it's 4th and 21, I don't know. Nickerson just, as you see, he had some happy feet. He was trying to see if someone was open. He kept his eyes downfield, but he just kept feeling the pressure. And that is just simply happy feet right there. And that's what we were worried about. A rookie quarterback really getting beat up in his first quarter of NFL football. 3 sacks already. And this punt is going into the end zone, starting him off with a 1st and 10 at the 20 now. As Jared Goff, his only incompletion on the day was an interception. And the score is still 0s across the board with about 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. And Jared Goff drops back. He throws over the left-hand side, and it's immediately covered and tackled there with about a 2-yard gain. So now Jared Goff drops back on 2nd and 8. Another quick pass, this time to the right-hand side, and this one is, again, tackled pretty quickly. That is Brandon Cooks with the reception. So now it's 3rd and 6, and Goff throws over the middle, and this time it's intercepted again. The defense going down, and he's going all the way. What a play by the defense. Toronto, another great play by the Toronto defense, and that is what that we were known for last year, was our defense. They made plays multiple occasions last season, and a pick 6 here on Jared Goff. His only 2 incompletions, and that is Marshawn Lattimore, the recent signing. Wow, I believe that was on Brandon Cooks, too. He just undercut Cooks and took that to the house. What a play. Toronto gets the lead 7-0 right now. And all of a sudden, the momentum is flipped on its head. That is what we've been expecting from this defense. This defense, I think, is going to be something special to watch this year. I'm very excited to see what we can do. We just need to get a little bit more of a pass rush going, a little more consistent pass rush. But right now, I am liking what our secondary has been able to do. Yes, they have allowed a decent amount of completions, but they're all dump-off completions. And we've been making tackles. We've been coming up, making the tackles, and I like what this defense is doing right now. Jared Goff, 2 incompletions, but 2 interceptions, and 1 going for a touchdown the other way. So starting this thing off, it is 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Under center is Jared Goff, and he's going to elect to run the football now. They're not him, excuse me, this team. And they're going with Leonard Fournette, getting up there about 9 yards. I think they're deciding, I think it's time to get Jared Goff, you know, to let go of the football. And a quick pass outside. This is going to be a first down and more. I believe that is Brandon Cooks. Or no, excuse me. Yes, Brandon Cooks there. I wasn't sure for a second there. And it was Brandon Cooks with a nice catch, as we see here on 1st and 10, as I believe that is Ryan Kerrigan getting his hands on Leonard Fournette immediately, but Fournette with that big body just falls forward for a couple of yards. So that ends the first quarter, though, and Toronto leads right now 7-0. Second and 7 now to start the second quarter. And another quick pass outside and making 2 men miss. What a play there by Robert Woods. That goes for about 5 or 6 yards. Nice plays by Robert Woods to make those 2 guys miss. Now it's 3rd and 3, and Goff over the middle, wide open right there, is Brandon Cooks again. His 3rd reception on the day. As you see there, looks like they were running a zone play there, and Brandon Cooks just gets underneath all the zones and is just flying through there. No one even close to him when he makes that reception. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 37. They're bringing some big men out here. I fully expect a run, and it's going to be a fake and some pressure on Jared Goff, and he goes down. That is Quincy Williams. That's right. The superstar, I should say, from last season. Quincy Williams gets his first sack of the season. Coming off the edge, firing on all cylinders and getting to Jared Goff. That is going to set up a 2nd and long now at about the 45 or 46 yard line. And, you know, for as good as this Rams defense has been playing, Toronto is coming up and saying, you know what? We see you, but we can do it too. As they come in and get another sack, 2nd, I believe, on the day. So now they have a man in motion, and it's going to be a handoff and getting some yardage. Wow, what a play there. Just runs through someone. Leonard Fournette. I couldn't tell who that was that he ran through. Wow. I think that was Logan Wilson just getting trucked. Actually, no, that wasn't Logan Wilson. I'm not sure who that was. I can't quite tell. But Jalen Thompson, I think, eventually gets the tackle. But now it's 3rd and 8. And Jared Goff going deep over the middle. And this is going to be batted down, almost intercepted again. So now it's a decision-making time for this Rams team. With 4th and 8 at the 35-yard line. This is going to be a long field goal. It's going to be definitely over 50 yards here, as that should have been an interception there. But you know what? I'll take the deflection. They're going for the field goal, though. 52-yarder. And this is going to be short. It is short, no good. And just like that, Trevor Nickerson and this Toronto offense is back in business with pretty good field position. So the real thing I want to see from this Nickerson-led offense is some consistency. I want a long drive that gets some points. I don't even care if it's 3 points. Just get some points on the board and sustain a drive. And they're going to start this thing off with an Aaron Jones run up to the left-hand side. That's going to be a 2-yard run for Aaron Jones. And now Nickerson is under center on second down. It's going to be a quick pass outside, and CeeDee Lamb makes the reception, getting upfield pretty quickly, getting about 4 yards there, making it 3rd and 4 now. In I formation, Nickerson is going to fake the handoff, and he's going to have all the time in the world, and finding his man on the sideline. What a play, and what a reception. I believe, yes, that is Keontae Bonds, the rookie from last year, making the reception and dragging those feet. Some toe drag swag there on the sideline. Nice play there. Good awareness from Bonds to realize where he was and to make sure he got his feet down. So now, all of a sudden, in field goal range, you have Toronto and Nickerson going with a handoff outside. And this is going to go for a pretty good run, making a man miss. Wow. What a good play there by Aaron Jones. That's something we didn't get to see much last season from the running attack. You get 8 yards there on first down, set up a 2nd and 2 with a bunch set to the left-hand side, and they go with a pitch that way, and this is going to be a first down, I believe. Yes, it is going to be 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. So now it is 1st and 10 with about 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, and this is going to be a rush right up the middle, and Aaron Donald again getting to Trevor Nickerson, and he just, like, Nickerson had nothing to do there. I mean, what can you expect? He just bowls through 2 guys on the offensive line and gets to Nickerson before most of his guys are even out of their breaks. That is insane. Aaron Donald is a monster. All right, now it is 2nd and 18 from the 29-yard line, and Nickerson alone in the backfield, going to go with a quick pass here to the right-hand side, getting about 4 yards, making it 3rd and 14. They're in field goal range, so they don't have to worry too much about that. But Nickerson, he fakes the handoff all the time in the world and throws over the middle, and it looks like he just overthrew his receiver there a little bit, as he may have had an opportunity in a tight window to get that ball to his guy. As you see there, coming over, that was definitely a tight window, but I almost wonder if he would have waited a second. He could have had a guy in the end zone possibly for a touchdown. But they're going to go ahead and kick the field goal, and this is going to give them a 10-point lead after the Josh Lambo field goal is good. And so just like that, we asked for a sustained drive that got points on the board, and that's exactly what they deliver on offense. It's nice to see Nickerson. I feel like he's starting to settle down a little bit. That's good to see. As we see another kickoff through the back of the end zone. Some big kicks today from both sides. All right, Jared Goff is back under center here with Leonard Fournette in the backfield, but he elects for a quick pass outside, and they're going to go to Brandon Cooks again. And all I have to say is they've been doing a lot of these quick passes. Get the ball out of Jared Goff's hands quickly, negate the pass rush from Toronto. I like the plan there, and I wish our offense did a little bit of that, to be honest. And a good run here by Leonard Fournette. That's a first down if it stands, but there's a flag here. That's a holding on offense. That was Rob Havenstein, the right tackle, with the hold. And that's going to back him up, making it 2nd and 17 now. And they're going to go right back to essentially the same run, but a little less effective this time. Still getting about 6 or 7 yards, though. So now it's 3rd and 11 at the 24-yard line. Jared Goff's going to drop back, and he's going to move around in the pocket, throw to the left-hand side, completes it, but not for first down yardage. That is Robert Woods for about 5 or 6 yards. So that is going to be a 3 and out forced by this Toronto defense. And what a punt there. That thing hung up there for what felt like forever, as Davis only has enough room to get maybe 3 or 4 yards on the return. But Toronto, their offense comes back out onto the football field, and they have an opportunity to get some more points and stretch this lead out. Can they get a 3-score lead? Let's get a touchdown. And they're going to start this thing off with an Aaron Jones run up the middle, and that's going to get about 5 yards, setting up a 2nd and 5 with about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And Nickerson drops back again, throwing deep over the middle, and that is almost caught, but then a great play by the defender to get his hands up there, not give up on the play, and force the ball out of the receiver's hands. So now it is 3rd and 5. Nickerson is going over the middle. That's intercepted. No! And this is going to be going back the other way. A pick 6 this time for the Rams defense. Oh no. As we see there, just not realizing that the defender is right there as this guy comes across the middle, and Nickerson with a short field for Kenny Young to run. He gets to the end zone and finds the first points for Los Angeles in this one. Pending the extra point, that is going to be a 7-10 Toronto lead now. I did not see that coming. But you know what? Nickerson, I'm not going to blame him. He's played really, in my opinion, he's played quite well in this one, despite the fact that he has had his shaky moments. But if you think about it, okay, if you think about it, he's a rookie, and he's got so much pressure on him from this defense this game. I can't really say that I'm surprised, as we get a really good return here out to the 30-yard line by Davis. That's what we like to see from the rookie return man. So now Nickerson, 5 for 12 on the day, 47 yards, an interception that goes for a pick 6. I'd like to see him clean the game up a little bit here, lead him to a touchdown. And it's going to be a quick throw over the middle, and this is a nice run after the catch here. Nickerson, that's what they need to do. They need to get the ball out of his hands quickly, and I believe, I couldn't quite see who that was. It looks like it is going to be, yes, T. Higgins, I believe that was, with the reception. His first reception as a Toronto Husky. And they couldn't quite get the playoff here, so it's going to be the 2-minute warning. Score is 7-10 Toronto, but Toronto's at the 48-yard line in prime opportunity to get a drive here before the end of the half. As Nickerson's going to drop back, find a man underneath, and that's going to get about 2 or 3 yards. But it starts moving the football, getting to midfield now, with about a minute and a half to go. Throwing a man in motion out of the backfield, and about a minute 30 left. Nickerson takes the snap, quick over the middle once again, and this is going to be completed again for about 6 yards this time, making it 3rd and 2. Empty backfield here. Nickerson, and he's under pressure again. And this is going to be a timeout from LA. And that's going to be another sack. I believe that's going to be the 5th sack on the day for the LA Rams. And this is going to be a, it looks like a pretty tough punt there from Matt Hack. The first, really bad punt from him on the day. Only getting out to about the 21-yard line. But that's still going to be an 79-yard field for them to drive to get a touchdown to take the lead. But they could easily get a tie game going into halftime here. So this defense needs to step up once again. And it's going to be a quick pass outside, but the pressure forces Jared Goff to throw this just outside the reach of his receiver there. So now 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line. And Jared Goff drops back. A little bit more time this time and finds a man over the middle. This time out to the 31. And they're going to go ahead and call their second timeout. But it's 3rd and 1 at the 31-yard line. Probably less than one, to be honest, with Jared Goff dropping back again. Quick throw, and this is going to barely get the first down, getting out to about the 33-yard line. But they're running no huddle with about 30 seconds to go. Jared Goff takes the snap. He's moving around in the pocket, and he finds his underneath dump-off option. That's going to be Leonard Fournette. And they're going to take their final timeout with 21 seconds to go. It's 2nd and 6. They have no timeouts. They just need a tackle inbounds for Toronto. And Jared Goff is moving around, and they need something even better. It's a sack. Ryan Kerrigan, the sack master, comes through here and gets to the quarterback. And that's going to be essentially the end of this half. I would be shocked if they decide to run maybe anything else, to be honest. They might throw a Hail Mary out there or something. But yeah, that's the end of the first half. Toronto goes into halftime, though, with a lead over the LA Rams. It is 10-7, and the only offensive, points on the day have actually been the field goal from the Trevor Nickerson-led Huskies. No points today from the offense of the LA Rams, and I am very impressed. As we take a look at halftime at some of the games around the country, we're going to travel to Arizona, where Indianapolis is visiting, and Jordan Love and company are struggling as Kyler Murray is essentially running that game full control for the Cardinals, up 10-0. And now Oakland has New York visiting, and Derek Carr, 2 interceptions. He is struggling. Meanwhile, Tua is looking once again phenomenal, as Tua won the MVP last season. And Tennessee has Houston visiting, and Tennessee absolutely whooped on the Texans right now. And Ryan Tannehill, very, very nice stat line there. 17-23, only 5 incompletions on the day. And the Titans win 24-6. And so now looking back here, flipping the script to our game, I would like to see this Toronto defense just continue to do what they're doing. They're playing great. And in terms of the offense, just continue to sustain some drives. We saw them be able to do that a little bit there towards the end of the second quarter. I'd like to see some more of that. And then in terms of like what the Rams need to do, if I'm the Rams, I need to force the ball downfield a little bit. They have so many of these short passes, they just aren't getting opportunities downfield. So now here, 1st and 10 to start this third quarter, and Jared Goff is going over the middle, and it is going to be complete to, I believe, Robert Woods for about 5 yards, making 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line now. 3 receivers to the right-hand side, and it's going to be a run to the right-hand side, though, and this is actually going to be a first down for Leonard Fournette, getting about 6 yards. So another run up the middle here on first down. It's going to get up to the 41. 5-yard gain again from Leonard Fournette. And this is what this is what Toronto doesn't want to have happen. Sustained drives from this Rams team. And this one, a fake to the man in motion there from the Rams, and going instead to Leonard Fournette, and it gets blown up by none other than Floyd Ellis. I believe that is a combo of Floyd Ellis and Darius Evans coming up to make the play. So now it is 3rd and 6 at the 40-yard line. Another opportunity for Toronto, and they're setting up a screen pass. Will they be able to get out there? Shaking up, wow, just wow. Shaking off a tackler there before the first down marker, and then getting the yardage necessary, plus plenty more. A 21-yard gain from Leonard Fournette on the screen pass. Great call there, as I'm not sure what Quincy Williams was trying to do there, but it looks like he just bounced off of Leonard Fournette. I mean, Fournette's a very big guy, so I can understand that, but he just rumbled for 21 yards and a first down inside Toronto territory. So another handoff. This time it is going to go to Darrell Henderson, making it 2nd and 5 now with about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. In the gun is Jared Goff. He drops back here and finding a man wide open over there on the left-hand side and dragging Toronto defenders. I believe that is going to be Brandon Cooks for his 4th reception and another first down for the Rams. So now they're in the red zone, this LA team is. Only 17 yards away from a touchdown. Now, something that this Toronto defense did really well last year, they were the ultimate bend but don't break defense. And I'm curious if they can continue that trend into this season. So now it is 1st down and 10, and it's going to be a quick pass to the right-hand side, getting about 4 yards. That is a completed pass once again to Brandon Cooks. So now it's 2nd and 6. Marshawn Lattimore, though, quick to make up the distance there and get that tackle, not allowing Cooks to turn upfield and get any extra yardage. So now it's 2nd and 6 with 7 minutes to go. A couple of extra big bodies on the field. Man in motion from left to right, and it's going to go to him. And breaking tackles, what a play there inside the 5 down to the 3. That is Cooper Kupp on the rush. As he gets around and just breaks one tackle and breaks another and eventually gets brought down. That might have been Ryan Kerrigan coming up to make the play from behind. It's now 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. You have Goff handing it off up the middle, and that is a touchdown. I believe that's Leonard Fournette. It's going to be tough to stop Fournette once you get inside the 5-yard line. As you see there, Floyd Ellis and Josh Bynes coming in and trying to make the tackle. The combination was not quite good enough as Fournette just powers through the both of them. And all of a sudden the Rams go right down the football field and they take the lead 14-10 LA. I believe that is a Matt Prater extra point that is good. So now just over 6 minutes to go in this third quarter, and Toronto's getting an opportunity to see that offense on the field again. And another return out to the 30-yard line by Davis. I'm impressed with what I've seen from Davis so far as a kick return man. So now in I formation to start this drive, you have Trevor Nickerson handing it off up the middle to Aaron Jones, and he has nowhere to go as he is gobbled up by Aaron Donald and company. Under center once again here on 2nd and 10. Nickerson is going to once again hand it off up the middle, going only to the 31-yard line. And it's going to be about 3rd and 9.5. So now Nickerson is trying to set up a screen, and that, wow, what impressive play there. Nickerson is trying to set up a screen, and Aaron Donald gets to him before he can even get the ball off for the screen. I believe that is Aaron Donald's 3rd sack on the day. That is just insane. So now it's going to be another 3 and out for Toronto's offense. You know, I feel like we've seen plenty of that from them in the past. I don't think they need any more. What a punt. Wow. From about their own 10-yard line, that thing just traveled all the way inside the end zone for a touchback. All right. As LA starts this drive at the 20-yard line, they're going to hand it off once again, and Fournette making people miss, bouncing it outside, and getting all the way out to the 37-yard line. That's a 17-yard run from Leonard Fournette to start this drive. Wow, what a nice juke move there on Marshawn Lattimore. Uh-oh, looks like someone there on the sidelines a little unhappy. As we see a fake to the running back here, and it's going to be a completion for a first down. That's Tyler Higbee, the tight end, with the reception, and Jared Goff, he started to look pretty good here in the second half. And another fake, and this time pressure on Goff, and that almost had the football coming out. I believe that is Logan Wilson coming up and making the sack. A little bit of a blitz there from Wilson, coming off the edge. That was a good play. Wilson gets in there. Wow, Jared Goff almost fumbled that ball, as you see. Huh. As you see, Michael Brockers and company discussing things on the sideline. So now 3 receivers to the right-hand side on 2nd and 19, and they're going to elect to hand it off. Not much room, though, for Leonard Fournette, as he might have gotten a yard, if that. So now it's 3rd and 19. From the 40, they need at least 25 yards to get into field goal range here. So they're going to elect to just dump this one off, and Fournette tries to make some moves, but only gets about 5 yards, making it 4th and 14, and another punt forced by this Toronto defense. Despite that drive starting quite well for the Rams with a 17-yard beginning, but it ends up faltering before they even get to midfield. I believe that is Johnny Hecker with the punt, and this is going to be a really good punt inside the 10, down at the 7. Nice little coffin corner there by Johnny Hecker. One of the best to do it. And Nickerson is coming out here onto the football field. The rookie, you know, he's been playing his heart out. I will have to give him that. They're going to start this thing in the I formation. And it's going to be a handoff to, oh, there we go, Aaron Jones. And he has some room getting out to about the 20-yard line and a first down. And just like that, this Toronto offense might be in business. That's something we have been waiting for. You know, get Aaron Jones in space, let him make some moves, and see what he can do. They really haven't given Jones a lot of opportunities in this game. It's been all about Nickerson in this passing offense, oddly enough. So now it's going to be a little odd move there from Nickerson, but it ends up with a completion to the right-hand side. About 7 yards there, out to the 28-yard line. Keontae Bonds with the reception. And another handoff here, and what a nice little change of direction from Aaron Jones. As the right-hand side was essentially closed up, he bounced it back towards the middle, getting almost to the 30-yard line. That's 3rd and inches, but they decided to empty the backfield out here on 3rd and inches as a quick throw, and that is going to be almost intercepted. Nickerson with a dangerous pass. It's 4th and inches here. We'll have to see if they'd elect to punt. I expect they do, being in their own side of the field. As that, I believe, was Kenny Young again with almost another interception. So Matt Hawk here with another big punt. And again, into the end zone from inside his own 20. Wow. Leonard Fournette has been having himself quite the day, both in the passing game and the running game. he's been really the motor that's been keeping this Rams offense going. With about 24 seconds left here in this third quarter, though, they elect to go back to him again, this time with nowhere to go. As that is Ryan Kerrigan's third tackle on the day, this time for a loss. And that should round out this third quarter. I've been pretty impressed so far from this Toronto defense. For the most part, they've done their job quite well today. As we see here, this is going to end the third quarter. They couldn't get the playoff in time. So now, going into the fourth quarter, Rams lead 14-10. But I think the Huskies, I think they can take this fourth quarter and take the game. As we see here on 2nd and 12, a little bit of movement from Jared Goff in the pocket. What a big play there, as that is Cooper Kupp, I believe, who had the ball in his hands on a pretty good throw from Jared Goff, but the defender just makes a move there, and wow, look at the penetration on that screen pass. They go for the screen again here on third down, and just some pressure on Jared Goff. He barely gets the throw off, and because of the pressure, there's a plenty of reinforcements to tackle Leonard Fournette on the screen, who almost doesn't make the catch to begin with. So pretty impressive stuff there from that Toronto defense. So it's going to force Johnny Hekker here to punt this thing from his own 5 or 6 yard line. And what a big punt. And that actually goes into the other end zone. Wow, he literally punted that about 96 yards. Or excuse me, 94 yards. Wow, that is insane. As it does appear to have a decent amount of wind in this game here. So that has a big part of the punting today. But 3 receivers to the right-hand side to start this thing off. And Nickerson barely gets the throw off as he gets demolished as he goes to throw that ball, as it goes out of bounds, just out of the reach of his receivers. Again, 3 receivers here on 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. And they're going to fake the handoff. A little bit of, just not enough time, though. I was going to say a little bit of time for Trevor Nickerson there, but not enough, as the Rams once again sack Nickerson, the 7th sack on the day for this Rams team. A good blitz pickup there by the running back in Aaron Jones, as he essentially goes one-on-one with Aaron Donald, but still just not enough time for Nickerson to get the ball off. So now it's 3rd and 18 at the 12-yard line. They have 3 receivers to the left-hand side this time, and Nickerson throws over the middle, and what a nice play there, getting a first down and breaking 100 yards in the day. That is T. Higgins with his 2nd reception on the day, and a big one to get a first down on 3rd and I believe was 19 or so. All right, so now it's 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. 9 minutes to go in this one, and they're going to go with the handoff, but not much room for Aaron Jones, as he's barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So now 2nd and 10 once again. And this is going to be Nickerson in the gun. And they send a blitz, and Nickerson under pressure, and he is down again. 4 sacks for Aaron Donald. 4. It is 3rd and 20 right now, and this defense is just insane. I mean, I knew Aaron Donald would be a problem, but I didn't think it would be this bad. That is 8 sacks now for the Rams defense. I'm not sure what the record is, but they have to be getting awfully close to breaking the team record. It's now 3rd and 20 at the 24-yard line. Nickerson, under pressure, and because of the pressure, he just misses that throw over the middle. And he was, moving around in the pocket, spinning around, and all of those moves caused that incompletion right there. So they're going to be punting again here, Matt Hawk. And this is blocked! Blocked by the defense and scooped and scored! No! Hawk. Oh no, he bobbles the snap a little bit. And this allows the defense, or the special teams, I should say, to get in there and block that punt. And then they scoop and score, as it was only about 10 yards from the end zone to begin with. But that is just heartbreaking. Pending this extra point, it will be a 21-10 LA lead. And unless Toronto has some miracles in them, I think that might be the backbreaker in this game. And this is going to start off with a knee in the end zone, making it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, we heavy on the edges.
All right. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Nickerson drops back here. And a throw over to the left-hand side. And open down the field. That is, I believe, CeeDee Lamb breaking downfield into the Rams territory. Down to the 33-yard line. CeeDee Lamb. What a play there, as he just burnt his man. And if it wasn't for the safety, that could have been a house call. Wow, what a play there by CeeDee Lamb. Alright, in case you guys are wondering, the record for team sacks in a game, at least in terms of the Super Bowl era, is going to be 12. In terms of the non-Super Bowl era, it is 14. So it looks like 12 is the number. So they're only 4 sacks away from that. Kind of crazy. And so now here it is 3rd and 3, and they set up a screen pass, but that actually goes backwards. Aaron Jones has nowhere to go there as the defense blows that up. It's 4th down at the 27-yard line, though. They are in field goal range. I fully expect them to just kick the field goal here. And maybe the defense can come up with another big play. Or at least a big stop. As Josh Lambo nails the field goal, making it 13-21 as Toronto starts scraping away at that lead. I believe it's now an 8-point lead, though, so if they do score, Toronto's going to have to go for 2. And this is a nice return here, up to about the 35-yard line.
Let's go.
That is Brandon Ayuk with the return. All right, so now Jared Goff and company with about 6 minutes to go in this game. They have the momentum. They have the control. Can they keep it? As they start off with a handoff here on 1st down, getting about 3 yards. Leonard Fournette continues to fall forward, making it 2nd and 7. Ryan Kerrigan with another tackle there. And another handoff. This time, though, in the backfield are multiple defenders, and that's going to be a 2 or 3 yard loss from Leonard Fournette. So it's going to be a third down opportunity here for Toronto. They could force a 3 and out. At 3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line, bunch set to the left-hand side. Goff alone in the backfield. And it's going to be an underneath pass, and not enough for the first down. That is Cooper Kupp unable to turn upfield because Logan Wilson in coverage is able to make the tackle. Good play there by Wilson not to let Cooper Kupp run away from him and make sure that he comes up and makes the tackle. You know, you can allow the catch as long as you make the tackle before the yard to gain. So now it is 4th and 3. Another punt here from the Rams, and this one is going to be going into the end zone, through the back of the end zone, almost into the stands. All right, so this is the opportunity. That was the stop that the defense needed to force there to give this Toronto offense another opportunity to tie this game up. So now Trevor Nickerson in the gun. It's going to be a quick throw over to the right-hand side. That is complete, or not, I guess. I thought that was complete. Instead, the defense is able to knock that ball out. So now it's 2nd and 10. In the gun again. Nickerson once again going to that right-hand side. This time it is complete. About 11 yards, getting out to the 31-yard line. Jonnu Smith with the reception. So now Nickerson is once again able to find a guy over the middle this time for about 12 yards. And it is this time CeeDee Lamb with the reception. So now Trevor Nickerson has some time here as he floats this one on the outside, but unable to get to it was, I believe, Trent Sherfield. And dropping back over the middle, that is complete. What a catch! Trevor Nickerson is able to get that ball all the way out there to Jonnu Smith, who goes up in between about 3 defenders and makes the play while getting hit mid-air. He's still able to make the reception. I believe that was Taylor Rapp trying to force that ball out. But great play by Jonnu Smith. So now 3 minutes to go at the 32-yard line. Bunch set to the right-hand side. Nickerson under pressure again as he essentially rolls into that sack. That is the 9th sack on the day for this Rams defense. Wow, this is absolutely mind-boggling. All right, so about 2.5 to go now at the 41-yard line, 2nd and 19. Nickerson finds a man over the middle, complete. I believe that might be Michael Pittman Jr. with his first catch of the season. So now it's 3rd and 13 after that 6-yard catch by Pittman. And I'll be curious to see if they get a playoff before the 2-minute warning here. With about 1 second to go, they can't get the ball off before the warning. So now, 2 minutes to go, 8-point game, 3rd and 13. This is Nickerson with 4 wide, needing to show off what he can do here. As he drops off and finds a man, but is unable to get it. That was a one-handed attempt there by Jonnu Smith. Unable to bring it in. As it actually looks like the throw was there. Just Smith couldn't get that second hand up there. As you see, he had it in his hand, But if he had another hand up there, he could have made that reception. So now it's 4th and 13. Nickerson dropping back here and finding over to the right-hand side, and it's caught off the deflection. Oh my goodness. CeeDee Lamb off the deflection. I thought for sure when I saw that hand go up by the defender and get on the ball, I was like, that's game. But look at this. He just throws that thing in there, and off of the hands of the defender, CeeDee Lamb says thank you, as he also gets out of bounds. That is insane. Wow, 1st and goal at the 9-yard line now. Nickerson, with some extra big bodies, is going to hand it off to Aaron Jones, who only gets about a yard, making it 2nd and goal now. And Nickerson's going to drop back, and he is under pressure again, and that is Aaron Donald with his 5th sack. Oh my goodness. And they're going to fake the handoff on 3rd and goal and throw to the end zone, and it is intercepted. That is Ronald Darby with the interception. And I have nothing else to say other than just pain. That is it, just pain. And you know what? All I have to say is one heck of a battle in week 1 here. And now Toronto, they still have an opportunity, in theory, to stop this Rams team, force a 3 and out, and get the football back for the offense. So let's see if they can do it. We've seen crazier things happen, and they're going to elect to throw for it here. And under pressure, Jared Goff, actually not under pressure, has all the time in the world, finds a man eventually, and that's going to end the game. When we needed it most, our pass rush couldn't get to Jared Goff. He had all the time in the world, and unfortunately ends our season. Handoff to Leonard Fournette here, and that's going to get out to about the 47-yard line. Taking the 2nd timeout, here is Toronto, 2nd and 1 at the 52-yard line. Or 52 seconds left, excuse me. There is no 52-yard line. I don't know what I'm talking about. Leonard Fournette, though, gets another 1st down. Timeout number 3 from Toronto. And it is time to see the victory formation. And that is exactly what the Rams do here. And to be 100% honest, I really truly believe that Toronto would have won that game if they could just give Trevor Nickerson even a half a second in the pocket. But the man was sacked 10 times in that game. That is insane. All right? He got sacked 10 times, and there was not much that Nickerson could do. I don't think anyone could have done much with the pressure that they were getting on them. And as you see, the Rams just barely eked us out in pretty much every category today. As you see, Nickerson, he's disappointed. You know, he really wanted to win for this team and is unable to do it. But I'm still proud of what he was able to do. 231 yards. That is definitely no slouch of a first game ever, especially against the pressure he was facing. I still think that is a win for his first start. He was able to spread the ball out, pretty much got everybody involved. I would like to see the rushing game get more work, though, moving forward. Only 11 carries for Aaron Jones on the day, and I understand he wasn't the most effective, but I just feel like allowing Trevor Nickerson to just get teed off against all game long was not a winning formula. So, That's going to round out this week 1 performance, though. And to be 100% honest, I'm a little bit shocked that, the team played as well as it did. I knew that we could compete this year, but despite the fact that we got sacked 10 times and we still had an opportunity to win the game at the end, that just says everything you need to know about this team. It's a gritty team. This defense is going to always give this team an opportunity to win a game. So, I guess my final thoughts on week 1 is a success. A success for week 1 here in a 21-13 defeat at the hands of the LA Rams at home here in Toronto. But let's go ahead and advance this and see what we have in store for week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts. All right, we have a breakout player after week 1 and some upgrades that we'll have to jump in and do as we start our next episode. And we will be traveling to Indianapolis to start off our division games here against the Colts. And if you look here, the Huskies, they have an opportunity to compete for a division title. I really do believe that this season. I mean, Indianapolis, Tennessee are the only 2 teams to win this week in week 1. And I think if we beat Indianapolis here in week 2, I think there's a good chance we might be sitting at the top of the AFC South standings going into week 3. We'll have to see how that all pans out, though. But until then, my name is TayVikes28. I thank you for watching. I hope you had a blast in that week 1 game. I know I did, and I can't wait to go through this season. I mean, last season was fun. We had some crazy moments, like that victory, I believe, against the Colts, where, Trent Sherfield had the play of his life. All right, I'll never forget that. Some crazy moments, for sure, in the year 1 of the Toronto Huskies franchise, but hopefully some better moments here in year 2. Until next week, I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.